Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Monsieur. I wanted to come and wish you a wonderful day today. I'm going to speak about a few things about spiritual understanding. For those who are interested in these things, as the frequency is rising, the planet is ascending, and those who do not resist those changes can be lifted up each and every day. There is a little bit of lifting up, but it's going very slow, so nobody can feel that it's left out. It has to go very slow. On a personal level, we may move on a much faster level, but on the collective level, it is going slow enough so that everybody can catch up on the energies of the day each and every day. Yet there are people that are fighting against that. They want to stay on the ego level. They do not want, because they feel they lose their power over the world, so they're fighting against this ascension, but the frequency is rising, and very soon the frequency will be too high for those who are resisting to catch up. So it is about surrendering and allowing this elevation of frequency, understanding that it's like a train. It's a metaphor that's been used before. So the train is in the station, the train of ascension. When you move into the train, you sit down, you let yourself be taken by the train all the way back to the light, to the salvation, to the freedom. But there are those who are still undecided, so they're walking by the train. The train has started, but it's going to move faster and faster, and those who are walking, eventually they won't be able to catch up or get into the train. So allow yourself to embrace that, understand that although we do not know, there are hundreds of planets in our local universe around us that are also preparing this transition from duality into unity, from materialism to matter, from matter into light. And so those civilizations, of course, it takes time for civilization to grow into this new level, but it is a slow process, but it is a sure process, and all those planets are being elevated, and even the whole galaxy is been put into a cocoon because it's preparing to be elevated. There are still pockets of darkness within the Milky Way. It is a vast field of consciousness, and with thousands, millions of civilizations that we do not have any clue. But in many sense, but it is all ascending, and it will become the golden rose galaxy. It is the destiny for the whole galaxy to move into the fifth dimension and beyond. So there will be no more pockets of darkness and no more suffering within this galaxy. All will be living within the light. I wanted to give another advice, another recommendation is that right now we have been given a little bit more distance in relationship to things, so we see a little bit more clearly, and so it is very important to discern between the thoughts that brings good feeling and those who brings bad feeling, and not to allow thoughts that brings bad feeling, not to cultivate them, to stop them, and breathe and return to, and whenever you find a thought that makes you feel really good, then that's what you want to cultivate. You want to milk, you want to ask for more of that. For it is important to understand it is our own selection process that determines what our life will become. And so also all those things, those ideas are philosophical ideas, but I do believe that eventually we'll be able to teach young children the seven great principles of Hermetism, from Hermès Trismégiste, that will give children a solid base in relationship to what life is about. It is not really what we teach children today. We are like, it's becoming very robotic to fit in within the society, so they're like, it's like a sheep society, but in many sense we are awakening and we are rebelling against all these controlling stations and all those controlling programming, and so in many sense for every philosophy contains its opposite. So anything that can be said for something can also be debated in the opposite way. So in many sense, philosophy cannot resolve the puzzle, but science can definitely. There will be new understanding in science that will definitely increase our understanding of how life works and the energies of life. Energy, time, matter, space, consciousness. For consciousness is the defining factor. I think that is what is missing in the E = mc square formula. Although it is a great formula, I think it would be plus x. E = mc square plus x. X being the consciousness of he who's making there is a lot of. I'm just questioning all kinds of things because. There has to be, of course, no equation will be able to resolve the whole puzzle of creation. But there is new equation that will come in that will that will open our mind to greater understanding. I do sense that it's coming, for I see many things. Spirit has shown me many things from my future. And in many sense, I've done a lot when I travel in the universe. I've made many discoveries, but the most profound discovery I've ever made come from my receptivity. It is my God self that shows me, or my guides, that because I'm receptive enough to be shown certain things, and those things that you reveal within yourself from your dreams, from your dream, from your meditation, is more important than anything that can be expressed outside. I also wanted to say that presence is more important than words. It is not so much the words that have been saying, it is the vibration behind it. For words are sound, and sound is vibration. And so when somebody, so it is understanding that sometimes people say the words, but the vibration behind it is not really the inadequacy of what they're saying, because in the process of political powers, first Aristotle and then many other people have come to explain that is that it is easy to manipulate people, and so they become expert in mixing truth and lie, and so it is always better to see what's the frequency, what's the vibration behind the words, rather than just perceiving the surface what is being said. For some people it can be deceptive, but in many sense we do not want to judge, but we do not want to be deceived, and so we want to see clearly what is the role, what people are role, because it is a role game. We came here to play role. And so, for it's something that's been discussed in philosophy, Heraclite, Shakespeare, Hamlet. And so we assume a certain role, but it's not because we assume the role of the good guy that we're better than somebody who's assumed the role of a bad guy. For it is only a role, for the souls are all divinely loved, and it is just an exploration of the contrast. And so, of course, it is painful to live a life as a tyrant. Then after that, there is so much pain that needs to be transmuted. When you play the role of a saint, and there is nothing to transmute, you live it yourself. So it is a role. We do not want to be attached to role, but it is a great privilege to be a light worker, a light teacher, eventually a spiritual leader, but not to be attached to that role, because if we are attached to that role, then we will be locked into a lower cycle than if we just use that role of spiritual teaching or leading to. It is just a tool that we use in order to assist our collective to be more aware, but to come into its own power, and so. So it is important of course, it is an honor to have been chosen to choose that role. For when you choose, God chooses you. As soon as you choose God, God chooses you. It's a relationship, and so it is an honor to be a revealer of truth. For this is all those things. Maybe only I present that as my thoughts, but it is part. We will come to understand with the passing of time that those ideas are part of the cosmic law that we need to know and understand. And so the highest wisdom for us today is birth. It's a brand new day, brand new cycle. It is to understanding of this rebirth. It is a time of birth. What we need to understand is life purpose. Why did we come here? And it's very personal. We all came here for different reasons, to fulfill certain dreams, desires, experiences. What we need to do is the direction. To stay on that direction, to stay focused. And for me, it's like I do believe we have to be the captain of our ship. Our ship is this vessel, this vehicle. It is not you, it is not me. It is my vehicle that allow me to be present in this physical reality. If I was a spirit, I wouldn't have as much influence on this world that is being in physical form. And so understand you are the captain of your ship, but there is a pilot light that guides you. And it's only by following this divine light, this guidance, this inner guidance from your guides and spirit guides, and angels and creator, that we can find the way. We will not find the way back home by ourselves. Although the Buddha has been able to elevate himself in the light without even conceiving the idea of any kind of God outside of him. So there is no absolutes, but in many sense we do want to tune into that inner guidance and allow ourselves to be led step by step, circuits, level by level, and to trust the wisdom of our own inner presence. And to understand this presence is present in all beings. There is eventually, when we move from present to presence, you realize that presence, you will see that higher consciousness can be reflected from every human being. Even if you watch an old movie on TV, the presence of the actor inside can communicate to you a very important message in the present of now. This I am presence is not limited by time, space, matter, energy. It is beyond that, and so it has great power. And the key to the outcome of the day is the healing, is to be the healer, is to find healing. And so it is important to understand that the programs, there is many programs that divide, that separate, that oppose, that create drama and conflict, and this has been run so that those who are in power can maintain the power, and so they've been maintaining this great deal of conflict and opposition, in question between man and woman, between black and white, between rich and poor, between young and old, when love is all inclusive. Love heals, love supports, love includes. There is no need to reject. Love does not reject anything. When I speak of love, I speak of love light, which is wisdom as well, so it is important to decipher between those things that creates conflict and opposition, and those things that bridge gaps and find solution to things in the process of reestablishing a divine order and harmony, first within ourselves, and then we'll be able to assist the world in finding this balance. For it will get there. No matter what, it is part of the process, part of the prime creator's plan, and so it will happen. God will always get his ways, but it needs to allow enough time so every being can make up his own mind, his own choice, his decisions. And those who do not choose the ascension will have to wait 700,000 years to ascend again. And so it is important not to miss on that, and the only way not to miss it is just to choose it. Once you choose it, and then it is yours, it is part of your process. And in many sense, for 700,000 years from the standpoint of eternity, it is nothing, it is a drop of water. But if you are locked into a physical body in time through incarnation, it is a very long time. So it is a great opportunity that is given. For the card of the day from the Akash is Asia. It is connecting to this past, this gentle soul. Asia is a spirit soul. For there is only one soul, but there is a very specific frequency of soul from every culture. Everybody, all cultures are complementary. It's all part of this great process. Eventually, we'll become one society, one culture, one family, and we'll live in heaven together. So it is a process behind. I hope this message was interesting for you. I just wanted to. I'm not going to sing today. I was going to sing La Bohème de Charles Aznavour, but then I want to sing it right, so I'm not going to sing it. But also, so there is La Bohème, of course, of Puccini, but it's a little bit more difficult to sing. I don't feel like ready for that just yet. Behind me is a map of the light body, would be considered the light body, which is the seventh chakra, all the way back to the source. And so, it is something that will unfold. For sometimes what I paint is sometimes I paint about my future, what I seek, and so as I paint it, I integrate it, and then God reveals those things within me. And so it is important. Of course, not everybody need to paint, but just to envision something, to explore something, makes it brings your consciousness into the picture. And consciousness is everything. Life would not exist without consciousness. There would be no point of life existing without consciousness. So in many sense, I've been questioning something. Is the equation of Einstein, E equal mc square. I do believe it may be more wise it could be conceived that E equal mc square plus x. So that would resolve that great deal of divergence between the world of quantum, the world of linear, and the world of cosmic, X being the consciousness of he who is making the experience. And there is all kinds of conditioning in relationship to that, which will be, for there will be many equations. Of course, God cannot be understood through an equation, but the world of energies, those equations help us understand certain things about the world of energy, and there will be new equations that will help assist human beings in understanding. I do believe science will be far more powerful in revealing God than religion or philosophy. For science, even the atheist will have to, once you discover a certain science, even the most denying person cannot. For forever, humans used to believe that the Earth was flat, and then we realized, well, it is not the case. All space body is more or less spherical, except for paradise, that's flat, but essentially flat. But paradise is not a space body; it is the center of. It is how space, all bodies evolve around it, but it is a hidden. Like the Christ said, "My Father's kingdom is not of this world. It is a spirit kingdom," and so it is really where we want to return to, because that's where we belong. And this spirit, this universe of God, the central universe, is full of riches beyond any dreams made in the universe. It is revealed in the Urantia book that the amazing treasures that God reserved for all his children, that makes it all the way back to home, to this paradise home. And so I've seen a little bit, I've hesitated to, I've made many contacts with paradise, but it's not. It's a very, very different world, and so it is delicate and very difficult to speak of those realities in relationship. For now, we need to ascend from duality into unity, into the realm of light, and then we'll find our power, and then from there we'll continue our evolution all the way back to the source. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for everything, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.